Hello, and welcome back to Leaping Fae on YouTube. This is a video I took about, I don't know, almost 2 weeks ago now. And I did this wonderful video and did this whole art project of unopening the Sketchbox for December. And unfortunately, the microphone battery was dead. So I recorded for half an hour and got nothing. So now I have a brand new microphone for myself, and I'm going to try my first time putting audio over a video. So this is me unboxing the December Sketchbox. This is only my second month of Sketchbox subscription, and I'm still, still making decisions on whether I'm enjoying it or not. Some of the supplies are pretty cool, like these Stonehenge aqua cold press papers. They are pretty cool. They gave some black and some white, and I've been playing on them, and they came out. They're pretty decent. This color shift watercolors were surprisingly interesting to work with. I've only used them so far on the black. I still have to make swatches of them on both black and white. They work great if you build up layers of color with them. They have a nice iridescence to them. And then this is a set of colored pencils. And in my original recording of this, you can hear in my voice, if it had recorded, that I was kind of disappointed. Um, I think when I first subscribed to Sketchbox, I thought I would be getting name brand tools. And instead, like in this box, there's two Sketchbox brand supplies. And I'm not that familiar with Sketchbox brand, obviously, since this is only my second month with them. So today, when I was doing this unboxing and playing with the tools, I got to try the Sketchbox pencils for the first time. They gave one Prismacolor pencil for the white, and then there was um, an artist's watercolor titanium white opaque that was M. Graham and Company. Hard for me to read the labels because they're small writing. And they gave me a pen touch gold pen also to use with this. So I'm looking at the directions, and the directions here were for building like a nice little shot of a holiday tree and teaching you how to make it and building up the layers. And it was a really cute picture. And I have to say, um, trying it out completely for the first time, I was surprised. It actually came out better than I thought it would. I was doubting myself while I was working on it, but it came out pretty cool. So at this point, I grab some paper and I start testing the colored pencils a little bit to kind of see what they feel like. If you've seen my other videos, you see that I have quite a colored pencil collection. I have a bunch of different varieties. My favorites tend to be the Prismacolor and the Holbein. And so I like a softer pencil. Look at me not cutting my fingers with the unsafe scissors. Don't do this at home, kids. So, yeah, there's a lot of like packaging, which is kind of disappointing because it's kind of flimsy packaging, and so it all kind of goes in the garbage. They have this nice sort of appearance, the pencils, to look like the more expensive brands where they have that sort of gold band around the back. They're a circular um, wood. They're a little bit of a thicker lead, which is can be good, but I found them to not be as soft as I would have liked. They don't, you see me blending here, they don't tend to blend as well as the Prismacolors do. Who I think the Prismacolors really are like the tops if you want to blend your colors together. You can see here I'm kind of struggling with getting the kind of blend I was anticipating would happen. So I went back over it again. And I guess if you take your time and build up layers, you can get an effect here, but it doesn't give as quick a blending result as the Prismacolors or the Holbein do. The color choices in the palette are definitely aimed toward the winter holiday themed picture that they set us up for making. And the green is sort of a bluer green rather than an evergreen kind of green. And I keep overlapping, if you're looking at what I'm coloring in here, I'm overlapping the colors and I'm not getting the blend I was hoping to get out of the pencils. So that made me wonder, like, what is this image they're going to have me make? But I can see how these pencils worked well with the image that they wanted me to make because the image didn't require a lot of blending as far as the pencils go. It did help to do the lighter color on top of the darker color and then sometimes bring the darker color back in with the blending. Here I am comparing the thickness of the two brands of pencil. You can see the Prismacolor, it has a wider color piece to it. The cylinder is a wider cylinder. The diameter is wider. And this is me showing how trying to blend with the white Prismacolor over, and it's taking a bit of pressure and a lot of going back and forth to try to get the blend to happen. So the Prismacolor doesn't really blend with the Sketchbox brand pencils. I think the Sketchbox brand pencil, there's a different type of wax in it, probably just not as soft. All right, so here's me looking at the directions again to see what it is that I need to be doing. You can see how you sketch out the background color and then start applying the watercolor on top of it. They give you this water brush. I tend to not use water brushes. I tend to just use regular paint brushes. So this was an interesting experience testing that out. I'm making sure that I know what I'm about to do and what order I'm doing it in. And again, like I said before, this required building up of texture. So when we get to the next part of the video, I'm going to make this piece that they are showing here. And I have it a little bit on a faster speed, so you don't have to sit there with me for the full like 25 minutes that it took to make it. And I think my final turned out okay relative to this. Like looking at that and comparing again back to what my final, I certainly don't have as rich a tone of color. I could probably go back over it and brighten up some of the colors that are in it. But it kind of looks fun. I mean, the colors have that, the watercolors have that sort of shifting iridescence on them. So in person, it makes the art look really cool. But I didn't achieve like the redness. I didn't in their ornament there where it's very red looking. I didn't get that bold of a red color. So I don't know if that's because I didn't do enough layers or I should have done a little bit more with colored pencil in it or something like that. Or maybe it's just that they're printing, maybe they highlighted digitally the reds a little bit more than what it happens in person. I don't know. I think so far one of my favorite parts of the monthly Sketchbox is the sticker. But I'm holding out. I think I have a 6-month subscription to test all the different months, and to see. I mean, I've got the subscription because I want to explore um, different products so that I can make informed choices about what kind of products I'd like to carry in my store once we have our storefront. So I'm testing out all these different things to see what I like the best, and finding a little bit each month, maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So here we go, getting started on the black paper. They have you sketch out just to kind of get the layout of what you want. This is an image that has two ornaments and a strand of colored lights and the pine tree background. Kudos to the artist. I really liked the design of it. It was fun to make, and it had me think differently about um, how I would draw a pine tree. So, yeah, I liked the sort of starburst effect of the pine needles. That really added nice texture to the image. One of the things that I would do differently, doing this again, is I dipped the dry, the water brush right um, into the palettes of colors. And watching the Sketchbox video, they recommend putting water a little bit into the pans before you dip your brush into it, so it's already pre-moist. So you'll see me struggling here where I have it's a little bit too dry. So trying to get the paint onto the paper, it was a little it was a little too dry, and now I succeeded in making it wetter. But I was having a bit of a rough time getting a balance of moisture using the water brush. I probably would not have had that problem had I been using regular paintbrush with water like I normally do. I also would have benefited from color swatching first so that I knew what color I was putting down, but it was kind of a fun surprise as I was going along to see what it looked like wow. And then also, I didn't have a palette for putting the titanium white down, so I put it right just on the the plastic wrapper that the paper came in. You know, recycle, repurpose, reuse, right? And how do you guys clean your water brushes? Like if I'm dipping in something that's a little more opaque like this, it was kind of weird. Like I didn't want to get the colors all mixed up. So going back and forth, like I was using a paper towel. Is that what you guys do? Like, is there a better way to do that? It was getting, I had a dish of water I was also kind of dipping in to rinse it off and then wipe it on the paper towel to try to not smear my colors too much. I'm still learning. So any tips you can give me would be great. I love exploring and trying new things. So you can see the color pencils they were showing up. I think maybe because it's a harder pencil, it's showing up pretty well on the black. I don't know. That was just the pigment. Putting the details in. It's like impressionist pine. It's kind of cool. Do you hear that little beeping sound that keeps happening? I apologize for that if it's coming through on the microphone. This is my first time using this mic, and we had snow today in New Jersey. It was very exciting. I love snow, and my husband just went out to clean off the driveway, and our camera keeps picking up that there's motion in the front yard, and now that's going to keep happening for the next few minutes while this video goes, but so I apologize if that's irritating and annoying. But look at like this is kind of cool how these trying to get the reflection. It made me think about how the different colors reflect from different angles onto these ornaments. So making sure that I had the right color and the right direction reflecting onto the ornament. And it was an interesting idea of how to make the lights have that sort of halo effect. As somebody with astigmatism, this was like, yeah, this is how I see the light. They always look like this with a nice little halo, so it was kind of cool. Are you an LED light person or do you like those traditional old lights? I prefer the old ones myself. So we're approaching the end of the video. Thanks for watching with me, and I want to remind you to take a leap into art. And we had to delay our Art with Arthropods class today because of the snow, so it's rescheduled to January 11th. So you can go to our website and still sign up. There's a couple spots left if you would like to join us and learn how to draw Rosie the tarantula at Insectropolis in Toms River, New Jersey on January 11th. The registration is on our website, theleapingfae.com. And see what I mean? This is coming out pretty good. Not too bad. So it was a fun month, and it definitely inspired me. I'm going to do some more with these watercolors. I think they were my favorite part. I liked using the titanium white with it, and I'm going to keep trying with the color pencils. And maybe next month we get some more name brand stuff. All right, enjoy. We'll see you next month, and go take that leap into art.